Freezing is a critical aspect of curling. After all, we can't play the sport without ice. But the freeze is also one of the most challenging shots in the game, one that requires precision and teamwork rather than raw strength. A freeze is a shot that comes to rest directly on top of a rock that is already in play, normally one in the house. This means that to make a perfect freeze, both the line and the weight of a shot need to be dead on. That means that the person delivering the stone needs to be quite close to begin with, while the sweepers must judge the weight correctly, and the teammate in the house gives a perfect call on line. If the entire team gets their rolls just right, a dead freeze is possible. That's not to say that freezes always need to be this perfect. Often a bump of a couple inches or so is fine, or sitting slightly off center is sufficient. Corner freezes are sometimes used to set up certain angles, or because a guard makes it impossible to remove the partially frozen rock from its vulnerable side. In other cases, near perfection is necessary, especially when a rock needs to score and the opponents will have an open opportunity to hit it out. The freeze is always an aggressive shot, but it can be used either offensively or defensively. On offense, teams will often look to freeze in order to set up a counting rock that can't be removed, at least not with only one shot. You'll often see this if one team leaves a rock just behind the tee line. Drop a rock on top of that one, and not only is it tough to get rid of, but it may be difficult to effectively outcount it either. On defense, a freeze can be a last-ditch effort to get out of trouble when the opposition is setting several rocks, usually with the hammer. While the better strategy for bailing out is usually to hit, there may come a point where that simply won't do anymore. When that's the case, the only way to limit the damage is with a good freeze, which can outcount several rocks at once and may not be able to be removed. This usually happens very late in the end, and with good reason. A freeze doesn't mean your rock will stay in place forever, as the other team can always hit to remove the backing, then hit again to get rid of the formerly frozen stone. But the later you are in the end, the fewer opportunities the opponent will have to do this, making it more likely that your frozen stone will stay there for good. Freezes are very challenging and are sometimes overused by new skips when safer and easier shots might be more effective. But there's almost nothing that can turn an end around like a good freeze, and being able to throw the freeze means you're rarely out of an end, even when things look grim. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my other videos on the different shot types we use in curling. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to get more updates, and consider checking out the Chess on Ice Patreon if you want to offer further support. Thanks for watching, and good curling!